Hello everyone. So in this video, we will be going over a password confirmation project using Python and Tkinter. So let's look at the details. So what we're gonna do is first we're gonna have a window where it says sign up. And there is a button that says click to sign up. So once we click this button, it will destroy this window completely and then open a new window. As you can see here, there's a button that says new window. On that new window, we will have an option to type a password, and we have a requirement for the password that it must be at least 8 characters long. Now, if it is not 8 character long password, what we will do is we're going to create an error message. You can see it here. It says, sorry, you did not create an 8 character password. Try again. So this will show up when you click on the continue button because you did not choose an 8 character password. Once you type an 8 character password, you have to write a confirmation password, and obviously the confirmation password should match to the password. Means both should match, and if they match, we will display a label that should say, okay, passwords match, and then we will destroy the windows. We already destroyed the first window, so we'll just need to destroy the second window as well. But if the password confirmation does not matches the original password, we will let them keep trying the password. So we will display this message that passwords did not match, try again. And if they match, then we will say, okay, passwords match, and then we will destroy the new window as well. Okay, now let's get started working on this. The first thing is obviously we have to create the window. So I'm going to go to my applet, create a new applet, and we'll get started here. So for this project, we need to create 2 windows. So let's create the first window. So import Tkinter as tk, root tk.tk, and then root dot main loop. Remember, these are the 3 steps you need to get started with Tkinter. And then we need to have a title for the first window, which says sign up. So I will change the title. I'm going to say sign. So on that window, we will have a button that should say click to sign up. So let's create the button. I'm going to call this sign up button. So tk.button root text click to sign up. And then we are going to pack this button, sign up button dot pack. Now, if you want to design your button, we can add some options. You can have a border of, let's say, 2 pixels. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have a relief. And let's do solid. Oops, spelling mistake. So we'll have a border around our button. The border width is going to be 2 pixels, and it's going to be a solid button. Around the button, we'll have a solid shape. So let's first check our button just to see if it is working. And as you can see here, I forgot to set the window size. So I'm going to have a fixed window size. So root dot geometry, and I'm going to do this as 300 by 300 pixels. So 300 by 300. Because if you don't set a size, it will resize based on how many widgets you have on your window. So that's why I'm having a fixed size so that it doesn't resize. It always going to stay as 300 by 300. So as you can see here. So click to sign up. I have a border of 2 pixels, and this is a solid border. Okay, so now we're going to create our second window. So when I click on this button, it's going to go to the new window. And I'm going to destroy my first window. So to do this, I'm going to create a function. which will allow me to create the new window. So let's say def new window. So when I'm going to create the new window, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy the first window. So I'm going to say root dot destroy. So the first window is gone. And then I'm going to create my new window. Let's call this new root. So same thing again, tk class. So that way my new window will be ready, and then I can start adding widgets. So adding widgets to the new window. So here we'll start adding stuff. So I'm going to have a button that says new window. So now you have to keep writing new roots. You're not going to write the root anymore. Okay, so I have my new window. After having the new window, what I'm going to create is I'm going to say type a password, and then I have an entry to do that. So let's create a label. So let's call this password label. So tk dot label. New window. That's right, not new window, this is new root. So type your password. Password label dot pack. So I'm done packing my password label. Then I'm gonna have the password entry. So dot entry, and this is going to be the new root. And let's pack that entry. Okay, so we can have a label. Type your password, then we're gonna pack it, then we're gonna have password entry, and we're gonna pack the password entry. And then I have to do the same thing for the confirmation password. So I'm gonna just copy this. And here, confirmation password. So confirmation password option will go here. So instead of a password label, I'm gonna just say confirmed password label. And here I'm going to say confirm your password. Confirm your password. And then confirmed password label dot pack. And then this is confirmed password entry. And then confirm password entry dot pack. All right, so let's see if this shows up correctly. Obviously not going to see them yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign this new window, because remember the new window will only show up when I click this button, click to sign up. So I have to attach the function to this button. The button is called sign up button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call that sign up button dot config and commanding the new window. So when I click the button sign up, it will call the new window and it will execute these lines to show me the options on the new window. Okay. So let's just make sure my code works. So click to sign up. When I click on it, it creates the new window. As you can see, it says new window. Type your password, confirm your password. Okay. And then we need to have a continue button, and then we need to have a label. Okay, so far it's looking good. What I have to do is I have to also set up geometry for that new root. So I'm going to do new root dot geometry. Let's take the same dimension, 300 by 300. Okay, so now I need to create a continue button. So let's call this continue button. So tk dot button, new root, text, continue. And I'm going to pack the continue button, not pack. And then I need to create a display label. Display label. So this label is responsible to display whether I did it correctly or not. So I'm going to call this display label equal to tk dot label. New root text equal to empty. Initially, my display label will be empty. It will get updated when we don't have, let's say, at least 8 character, or we don't see a match, or we see a match. There are 3 scenarios only when that display label will work. Other than that, the display label will not work. So now let's click on run just to make sure everything looks good so far. So new window, type your password, confirm your password, continue button, and then we have an empty space for the display label. You're not going to see anything right now because it's empty. So we're done creating the display label. Now it's time to work on the action. So first, I have to make sure I have at least 8 character long password. So let's work on that. I'm going to also do one thing is right now, if I type the password, it displays the password. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide these characters. So what are we going to do is in the password that we created, the password entry, I'm going to do show equal to asterisk. So what this will do is instead of showing the actual character, it's going to show an asterisk. Same for the confirmation password. I'm going to also change that. So here, show is asterisk. So now if I click on run, it will not show you the character for privacy purposes so that no one can see what you type in there. So you can see that your passwords are hidden with an asterisk. Okay. All right, so hope that makes sense so far. So now it's time for us to actually start reading from the password. So I will start doing this here. So here I will start checking if we have successfully read the password or not. So let's create a variable. So I'm going to first write a comment, reading the password. Okay, so this is the time we will start reading the password. So let's create a variable. Let's call this password. It should come from the password entry. So password entry dot get. But remember, get is the command that will read the data from the entry, and then it will be saved in the variable called password. And then we have to make sure that password is at least 8 character long. So that's why we first read that using the dot get command. So now we can start working on the confirmation password. So after getting the password, I also need to make sure that when you are reading the password, it is part of a function, because this password thing will only happen when I click the continue button. So when you click the continue button, if you typed less than 8 characters, then the display label will get updated. So we have to tie the function with the continue button. So that means our password empty.get should be part of a block of code, which is we need to have a function. So let's create the function here, and then we will attach that function to the continue button. So let's call this, let's give it a name. Let's call this def password check. So this function is responsible to check the password. So the first step for password checking is first to read the data from the password entry. After reading the data, now we have to make sure that is at least 8 characters long. So I'm going to say if password, so sorry, if length password, which will check the length of your password, and it will make sure that it is greater than or equal 8. If this is the case, then I will read the confirmation password and go to the next step. If not, we will display the message that, okay, you did not type 8-character password. So for now, I'm going to just write pass. So if it is 8, we are good. But if it doesn't happen, I'm going to create an else statement. And the else statement will display that, okay, you did not choose a 8-character password. So we will display that message and pass it to the display label. So else, we are going to work on the display label. So display label dot config. And we are going to change the text. So I'm going to say, sorry, you do not have at least a character sports. Try it. So this is going to be my display label. If I see that the length of the password is at least 8 or not, 8 or more, if that doesn't happen, we will have the else statement, and the else statement will update my display label with this following text. And I'm going to put this in, I'm going to use the color red. So background color will be red. Okay, this will be a warning that you did not choose an 8-character password. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this function to the continue button. So config the continue button. So remember, how do we know that the user has typed 8 characters or less than 8 characters? When I click the continue button, then the continue button will check if this is true or false. Okay, whether you have at least 8 or more, or you have less. So let's call that continue button. Make sure that your continue button is aligning with the function, because that's where you have your new window created. Okay, so config the continue button. Make sure you're here, and then I'm going to call the continue button, which is right here, dot config. And what we're going to do is we're going to command that function password check. So what will happen is if I click the continue button, it will call the password check, and in the password check, it will check whether I type 8 characters or not. If it says that, okay, I did not type 8 characters, it's going to send me this message. Okay, so let's see if this worked correctly or not. So I'm running the code. Click on sign up, and I'm going to type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only have 5 characters. So I click on continue. You can see that it says you do not have, so it doesn't show everything because I think because of my fixed window size, 300 pixels. So what I'm going to do for now is instead of using 300 pixels, since my text is kind of big, I'm not going to use the geometry for now. Okay. So it will automatically adjust the size. So let's try it one more time. So click on sign up, and I'm going to type only 2 characters and click on continue. As you can see, it says, sorry, you do not have at least 8-character long password. Try again, which is right. So that part is working correctly. So now what I have to do is, if the user types at least 8-character or more, so you can see right now I wrote the word pass, which means that just pass my code for now. We'll have some code later on. So now it's time for us to write the code. So if the password is at least 8 or more, I'm going to start reading from the confirmation password as well. So confirmation password entry dot get. So I'm going to read the data from here, and we need to create a variable as well. So we're gonna, let's call this confirm password. So you're gonna read the confirmation password. After reading the confirmation password, you have to make sure you are aligning here. And then now we will check if the password and the confirmation password are the same. So we'll check that now. So if password equal confirm password, if this is the case, you're gonna update the display label. And we're gonna change the text. We're gonna say passwords match. And I'm gonna change the color to green. Oh, sorry, I have to write this in quotation marks, and this is a string. There you go. Okay, now let's test this just to make sure that, okay, if I type 8 characters, will this work? Okay, so let's run it. So click to sign up, and I'm gonna type 8 characters password. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to confirm with 8 characters as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So passwords and confirmation password are exactly the same. If I click the continue button, you can see that it says passwords match. Okay, so we are good. Now, what if they don't match? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a else statement here. Be careful that the else statement just need to be written below the if, because this else is part of this if. If this is the case, we're gonna update the display label again. And we will say, okay, those passwords did not match. Try again. And then I'm gonna change the background color to red again. Okay, so now let's run it again, just to make sure it works. So click to sign up. Type your password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I did not do the 8. And you can see this says those password did not match. Try again. So I'm gonna just add 8 and then click. And you can see it says passwords match. Okay, so this is what we wanted. And if I don't type 8 characters, remember, if I don't type 8 characters, if I click on continue, it will say that, sorry, you do not have at least 8-character long password. Okay, so it looks like all my scenarios are working. I just have to do one more thing, that is destroy the windows. Once the passwords are all set, we're going to destroy both windows. I mean, we already destroyed the first window. I just have to destroy the second window. Now, if I do this right away, that, okay, these passwords match, and then if I destroy the second window, then you're not going to even see anything. It will just destroy right away without even showing this in green. So what we have to do is we have to wait a couple of seconds before it completely destroyed it. So we're gonna display passwords match for a couple of seconds, and then we will destroy it. So in order to do this, what we are going to do is I'm going to create a function. So before we go to start checking passwords and everything, I'm going to create a function. Let's call this def destroy. So the purpose of this is to destroy the new window. So I'm going to say new root dot destroy. So this function, when you call this function, it will destroy the new root. And what we want to do is we want to display this passwords match for a couple of seconds, and then we want to destroy it. So the way we can do this, we can use the after method. Okay. So the way the after method works is you have to write new root dot after. And then here you have to wait. You can see that you have to write in milliseconds that how many seconds you want to wait. So 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. So I'm going to wait 2 seconds. So that's what I have to write 2000. So before you completely destroy the new root, you're going to wait for 2 seconds, and then you're going to call the destroy function. So you're going to say destroy. Okay. So this means wait 2 seconds and then call the destroy so that it completely destroys the window. Okay. So let's see if this works. And that's our last thing to add. So click on run. So click to sign up. So I'm going to click on it. So you can see, type your password. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue. Passwords match. Wait 2 seconds. Destroy it. Okay, so that is all about this project, password confirmation. So we checked how to create a new window, how to destroy old window. We checked how can we check the password length is at least 8 characters or more. And also we checked if the password and confirmation passwords are right. Then we also learned how to use the after method to completely destroy the window after confirming that passwords match. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it about this assignment. Hopefully this makes sense. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.